the program.
Good morning, Leanne, and thank you very much. Good morning to the viewers.
Minister, South Africa has recorded a 50% growth in formal housing, and this translates basically into 5.6 million additional formal houses since 1994. Is this key milestone in human settlements in the democracy that we've now been experiencing for 19 years here in South Africa?
Indeed, Leanne, you must couple this growth that you are mentioning to the following things that we've been able to really do in a very extraordinary manner in South Africa, and that is the road that we have traversed in housing is one that really comes from, if you take the 100 years of the land matter. You cannot delink this two. So what we've been able to do to get to the figures that you are mentioning is that we have simply been able to level the playing field. We have been able to make great shifts in how we can deal with dispossession. Yeah. More importantly, if you now look at who are the people that will be able to access housing, you would remember 19 years ago, women could not, in South Africa, go to the bank, for example, and get a loan to have their own house. So all of that is important that we must look within that. And I think it's an extraordinary path that we have traveled, notwithstanding some of our challenges.
Yeah. Many people also see the lack of proper shelter as being one of the main contributors to some of the problems, the country's socioeconomic problems. Is the department in communication with different communities about things like this?
Certainly, Leanne. As I'm speaking to you, what we have been able to get further is, you would know that the human settlements and not the Department of Housing. And so what we've been able to get right with this change is we're bringing more and more integrated settlements in this country. So instead of us just building a house simply because people live in Soweto, yeah, we have been able to say, can we bring people closer to where they work? And can we bring, where we bring these settlements, can we make sure that we bring a school there, a creche there, and work opportunities? And in that way, and insofar as the other areas are concerned, what we're simply doing there is we try and upgrade as far as we can in these various areas. And I think that has helped us quite a bit thus far.
Yeah. Let's talk about the issue of unscrupulous contractors who build houses that are, they're not suitable for people to actually live in, and then they go about overcharging the department on top of it all. Have you gotten to the bottom of this issue?
Certainly, Leanne. One of our entities that we have is called the NHBRC. Its task is to make sure that, these unscrupulous problems in relation to making sure that we have quality houses from the lowest level to make sure that, a number of things. When you decide that you're going to build houses at X place, you must sign up with the NHBRC. And to date, we've been having quite a number of successes to root out those problems. But at the same time, where corruption still exists, we do have in the department the SIU that makes sure on a daily basis, not monthly, on a daily basis, to tackle these corrupt problems.
Yeah, good. I'm happy to hear that. We saw on Wednesday Pravin Gordhan being very strong on many issues, cutting budgets everywhere he looked, in every direction. Is this going to have any impact on the work that you do?
Well, Leanne, our contribution to the country must be to do what the Minister of Finance has said, and that is all of us have a responsibility in the country not to cause an unnecessary luxurious life through the state. And so I think insofar as our work is concerned, all of us have budgets that we have to work from. And those budgets has been set aside to make sure that we continue to roll out housing and all the other different provisions that is required of us.
Good. Minister, I know that you've been in this position for just a few months now. You've had a chance to have a look and see some of the issues that are facing you. What would you highlight as one of the greatest challenges that you have to overcome?
There are a number of them, Leanne. Let me start off by saying, when I spoke about integration earlier on, one of the things that we make sure as we roll out the housing provision in the country is to make sure that we never, ever, ever build houses that does not have sanitation.
Yeah.
And so this sanitation problem that we are having in the country must and will be overcome with us making sure that every house, every block of flat that we build must have that provision in there. So yes, we have a major challenge in relation to the backlog in sanitation, or at least the bucket that we still have. Yeah. I think it's extraordinary that in 2013 we can still talk about eradicating the bucket system. So that's the one. The second one is, of course, many of our people are yearning to have a place of their own. And therefore, we are trying to make sure that we can have very many different and different technologies to speed up the housing. And I think that has been quite important. Some of the major projects that we have around the country has been met simply because we have been very creative in how we do that.
Yeah.
And then the last issue that I want to raise amongst many others is we must make sure that people own their houses. So we have a little bit of a challenge on ensuring that people have their title deed. Because when you have your title deed, you can call it my own. And so my encouragement is to make sure that wherever we roll out houses that, excluding rental blocks, that must go together with title deeds.
All right. Minister, a lot of challenges ahead of you. Thank you so much for talking to us here on Morning Live. That was the Minister in the Department of Human Settlements, Connie September.